Director of Cornwall Airport Newquay and former Managing Director of Monarch Airlines. Tim Jeans, thank you for joining me here on GB News.
Hi, good evening, Nigel. Hi.
Good evening. Now, I'm guessing that for the airline industry, for airports, for the travel trade, this must be very, very good news.
Well, it is good news because the economy in places like Cornwall, but Scotland, Ireland as well, effectively the loss of inbound tourism from abroad has paralysed our businesses, paralysed our local economies. And although it's come very late in the season, possibly too late to save this year, any step forward like this, which recognises that, unfortunately, we are going to have to live with this virus, and that applies whether you're in England or in Europe. The reality is we've got to get on with it, as you say, and from next week, that's going to be the case.
Do I get a sort of slight hint from you that perhaps you feel the government should have done this sooner?
Well, no, I'm not going to be critical of policy as we've seen it at the moment. Remember, let's not forget that until May, cases were still high. Until very recently, cases were rising at an alarming rate. So I think the timing is sensible. The timing, as far as the tourist industry is concerned, is not the best. But we have to start somewhere. And there's no doubt that there will be some recovery in September and October, particularly in cities like London and Birmingham and Manchester. But certainly for coastal resorts like we have in Cornwall, it probably has come too late because, for example, none of our charters from Switzerland or Germany, for example, will be able to restart this year. But it does at least give those operators a chance to plan for next year, certain in the knowledge that the resorts will be open and the accommodation will be as we planned to have it to welcome people from overseas.
So presumably with Newquay, where you are now, it's people coming in for the surf beaches.
Oh, people come from all sorts of things. The Germans are attracted by the Rosamund Pilcher novels and the sights and sounds from those. Yes, the Swiss, similar reasons, but also the surfing and the countryside. There are a myriad of reasons why people would come to Cornwall, just as they would come to elsewhere in the UK.
Yeah.
People love the wide open spaces, and we look forward to welcoming them back.
And they're going to be coming, and as you say, for many holiday operations, it's come a little bit late, but it is still at least good news. But what do you make, Tim, about this American situation? You know, we are making this offer to American businesses, to American tourists. They can arrive on Monday, and I'm sure they're going to come. I mean, you know, they will come, I'm sure, in very big numbers once again. And yet, we as UK citizens have had no reciprocity that I can see from the Biden administration whatsoever. Is this the government being a bit weak, or is it the right gesture and hopefully it'll provoke the right response?
Well, I think this government has got to look after this economy, our economy. And so welcoming or being able to welcome tourists from America is absolutely vital, particularly for cities like London but elsewhere like York and Edinburgh. So the government can only do what they can do. If the Biden administration want to do something different, you have to, in a sense, you have to ask them. But as far as I think the UK economy is concerned, I think most, if not all, people will be welcoming the gradual and sensible reopening of borders. Remember, people have got to be vaccinated. They've still got to make sure that they can prove that, and that, just as it has done for us, will hopefully make them and of course, by extension, us still remain safe.
And is there somewhere within you and within people in the airline industry, the airport industry, tourism in general, is there somewhere just that slight concern that as more people start to move around the world, not only is there a greater risk of the virus spreading, but, and this is perhaps the kicker, a greater risk of variants coming in from other countries?
Nothing that we do, in a sense, from now going on is going to be risk-free. There are no risks. Obviously, they've got to be quantified and well researched risks, but nothing in the world of travel is going to be quite the same again, I think, for several years.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.